Hey everybody, what's going on? Goofing around gaming here, and I want to say sorry for not posting lately. There's been a lot of stuff going down, like a lot. You guys have no idea. So let's start from the top. It there's like hold on, let's see. So there's one, two, three, four. There's about four things. I know that doesn't sound a lot, but a couple of them are really major, like really big. Actually, almost all of them are. So let's start off with number one. So, well, let me explain what I'm doing first in this episode. I'm going to be basically building a wall while I'm explaining and all that. That's why I put this. But so now let's begin. But in number one, what happened is that it's actually really creepy because I went walking to Walmart and it was like the weekend and all that. I was like, yeah, cool. I'm hanging out and all that. So I just got bored and decided to walk to Walmart. And when I was walking into Walmart, nothing really happened. When I was coming back, that's when most of the stuff went down because there's this really creepy man that was just like following me, like right after the bus stop and all that. Like he got off the bus and he started following me. I was like, dude, what the heck? So like I was just kind of like keeping an eye out for him, and I was going like through the route because I know the neighborhood very well. I've walked through the neighborhood plenty of times, but he just kept on following me no matter where I went. So I just kind of got spooked out enough where I just finally booked it, and he booked it with me too. But my like where I live, it's a little bit of a neighborhood slash. It's like Midburg. I think that's what they call it. Like where it's in the middle of like the city and the country. So I just booked it up to the hills, which I know was a really stupid thing of me to do. Should have probably not done that because no one could have probably find me. But I know a really good friend that lives up there, so I just booked it up there, and I finally got to his house. And guess what? No one was at his house, not even him. And I'm like, what the hell? What do I do now? And I freak out, so I try my best to like keep calm. And I see this guy coming up the hill, so I just book it even more. I just run as fast as I can. And yeah, he really freaking creepy, dude. Like, even his hair, like, he just looked absolutely creepy. And I just booked it down, and well, first I ran all of that, and I just booked it down, and I finally got away. I got like a good 15 minutes ahead of him because he was like husky or fat, whatever you want to call him. I don't care. I know it's kind of messed up for me to say fat, but you know what? He was, and luckily he couldn't catch up to me, but it was really creepy. So yeah, and what happened after that is my parents are also going to court. So there's another thing that was kind of major. So yeah, and the next court meeting I'm gonna have to be going with them, which is, you know, yeah, that's kind of why I haven't been posting that much. So the second one I just told you about my parents, it's major but not as big. So I told you about me being followed, which was creepy as hell. Sorry for cussing so much, but it was. The second was my parents. The third, it has to do with my friend, not the one that I told you about that lives up in the woods. But what happened is that she hit her head pretty hard on a corner, like of a, not like a corner, but like the corner of a desk or something like that. And she forgot her memory for the last 6 months, which is really crazy. So, and we just like literally met like a month ago, so she does not remember who I am. Her family's like trying to make her remember and all that. We're honestly helping her with the best that we can. She finally understands that it's April now, which is really good. She's remembering a little bit of memories and all that, but she forgot a lot of stuff that happened, which is kind of bad. Yeah, so there's that. And lastly, well, I'll explain more of this later on because this is going to take a little while. And lastly, I'm not sure because this just literally happened today. I think I have a spirit living in my house now, which is kind of weird because we're a very religious family. So yeah, and the only way how I know, I would have not even known if it was for my dog Chica. But the only way how I know is because what happened is the refrigerator. I even have proof. I got like freaked out and I started recording. But what happened is like I was just sitting here watching TV, and not the table, the cloth, because we put cloth on the refrigerator for the handle so we could like wipe our hands on it. It was like completely perfect, like there, like would have not fell off, and it just goes boom and goes flying and hits the counter and just lays down right there, like as if it's. Sorry, I was using my hand emotion. That's why I wasn't moving in Minecraft. And like literally just hits that, and I would have not really realized because I was getting too caught up in my TV show. But Chica freaks out and starts barking like crazy. And I'm like, what are you freaking out on? And I look over and see what she's flipping out on. It's like, what is going on? Come on, I don't need this now. Like, well, I think I said ghost, spirit, but I'll give you a big lecture on this. But yeah, I'm not going to get into that right now. So yeah, but there's that. So as you could imagine, I've had a pretty crazy couple of weeks that you know. I mean, that's pretty crazy. So yeah, so number one, let's start off with the full story. So yeah, I was walking to Walmart as I said, because I just got bored around the house, and it was a Sunday, and it was Easter. So and it's like, yeah, well, I'm not really doing anything, so I got bored and just went to Walmart. And I know how we said we're a very religious family, but we're not at church. It's because our tradition is different. So yeah, I don't like want to get into tradition. I don't want to like bring my channel into that stuff and all that. It's alright. I don't care what tradition you are, as long as you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. That's how I play. So yeah, so I was just like hanging around the house, so I just went to go buy a Coke at Walmart. And when I was heading back, like there's a corner that I turned, and it was just weird. There's this guy that just started following me, like he got off the bus stop or something like that. That's what I know of, because I saw like a bus stop and he got out of it, like not a bus stop, but like a bus like physically stopped and he got out of it. And like he turns on the sidewalk that I'm walking on. I'm like, okay, well this guy kind of looks a little shady, so I'm just going to turn just in case, just to be safe. And luckily I did, because if not, I will not know where I'll be right now. But what happened is that while that was happening, I turned, and he turns with me. It's like, why is he following me? Because right there I knew that he was following me, because he was across the road and then turned to me, and then I crossed the road and he crossed the road back. So you see how that is? It would have just been easier if he just went forward like that. So that's when I kind of realized and like start freaking out. I was like, what do I do? Try not to have a panic attack and all that. And the only reason why I'm so shady on this stuff is because I listened to a couple of horror stories and all that, like real life horror stories and all that. So I'm really interested in that stuff. That's why. Ooh, it's about to be nighttime. That's why. So that's honestly why I kind of like start freaking out, because I'm very aware of stuff. I don't know why. That's just how I am. And when that started happening, like I kind of freaked out big time. Well, not big time. Why aren't both my dogs okay, whatever. But like I started like having a little panic attack. And what happened is that I just like started walking as fast as I can without making it obvious. And of course, it has to be Easter. No one's at their house. They're all partying somewhere, or they're either at church. So I'm literally just walking the streets, literally, or my neighborhood, whatever you want to call it, with no one there, and this guy's following me. I'm freaking out. I don't want him to know where I live, and that's where I got the idea to go up to the mountains because that's where my friend lives, and I was like coming really close to him, and I love the mountains. I love the country and all that. So I spend a lot of time up in the country with the cool wind and all that, with everything, and it's actually really nice up there. So I enjoy it, and I go up there a lot so I can know that mountain like the back of my hand. So I just like decided to head up there, and luckily he's heavy or husky or fat, whatever you want to call him. But yeah, and what was that? Hold on. Okay, good. Chica's not freaking out. Nah, I just what happened is that like when you get an old band goes well like what because I'm home alone right now, and what happened is I just heard that, but it's just me and my dog, and she's sleeping right here next to me. She's not freaking out or anything, but it was kind of weird. And it was my mom's bed too, and I know no one's home for a fact. So that's kind of weird. So that's also proof if it picked up on the camera, I hope. But yeah, it's kind of getting really creepy. And well, let's get back in. So I know the mountain like the back of my hand. So I'm doing like trying to get away with this guy, following trails that I know, and I finally get there, or the road that I know, I should say. And I finally get to his house, hoping that he's there because their family's not very religious. They don't really head out that much because they're country people. They don't like the city. Oh. That almost, that kind of scared me because I did not expect that, just to be honest. So yeah. And it's like, wow, really? You just have to not be home? Really? So I get scared because like I even like made it noticeable, and I was just like banging on the door like crazy, and like this guy definitely knows that I know that he's following me. So like he starts jogging up the mountain a little bit, or the hill, whatever you want to call it, because I know some people call it hill, some people call it mountain. I call it mountain. And he starts jogging up. I turn and realize that he's like kind of like close to me. So I flip out. I'm like, nope, that's not happening to me today. And I just booked it as fast as I can. And like, I mean, really as fast as I can. I did not even wait. Like, the adrenaline rush just took over me. I went, pew! That was like faster than the snail turbo. I'm not lying. I ran as fast as I can. I even sprained my ankle a little bit. Or like, you know what I mean, like sprained it. But yeah, and that hurt, but I kept on running. So that really kind of scared me, and I wanted to make sure that he did not follow me home, so I took a lot of paths everywhere. I even head back like to Walmart, and like I know this was all stupid of me, but I wanted to make sure that he was not following me. When I finally got like 15 minutes ahead of him, and I wanted to like make sure that I was safe for sure. So like I went back to Walmart and just took a bunch of different routes and went to a neighborhood that I know very well because a couple of my friends live there. And I just like walked around there, and just in case if he was following me, so I just kind of basically walked around my little town. So just to make sure I fully get rid of him. And that's what's at least is good. I did get rid of him. He did lose me. I'm glad. Honestly, if I'll be honest, I hope that guy's somewhere lost up in the mountains so he won't do any of the intentions that he did or he wanted to do to me to some other kid. Do you guys know what I mean? So yeah, I honestly do hope that he's lost up there somewhere, or Jesus or God found him and cured his heart. But that really scared me. And then of course with my parents and all that, my parents going to court, that's family issues. There's no way I'm going to talk about that on YouTube. That's just personal. Way too personal. So yeah, I could just tell you that my parents went to court. It did not work out well. And the next court there's a next court coming up, and they're gonna take me with it to see what I want. So there we go for that. I'm not telling you the full story on that though, sorry. And then the last thing, well not the last thing, but with my friend getting hit on the head hard, like the left side of her temple. Hold on, no.